86 was an anime that I came to expecting a sci-fi mecha anime. I haven't seen a mecha anime in a while, so I was expecting, giant robots to just beat the shit out of each other. But what I got from the show was more than just a mecha throwdown. It was about a boy and his Discord-y girlfriend. That's right. My boy Shin was out here with an internet girlfriend. From the characters, the story, to the cinematography and the music. And let's be for real here. Anytime Sawano is part of the music, you already know the music is going to be bopping. Avid was such a good ending for this show, branching out and creating Voices of the Chord, which was used in probably one of the best directed episodes that I've ever seen in anime. From the cinematic design, the directing, it was just so beautiful. It made the wait for it, the delay, so much more worth it. The CGI also wasn't bad. It was actually pretty good, might I add. But I know CGI is something that can detract a lot of people from watching a show, along with, the mecha genre, which correlates a lot of times with CGI nowadays. 86 birthed and became an actually really surprising show for me in 2021. And, now due to the delays and the wait for the last 2 episodes, people were saying that everyone would forget about it and that the delays would ruin the show. But in reality, it blew across every anime apart from maybe Attack on Titan. But let's be for real here. It's Attack on Titan. It's the final season and the cult for that show is just too massive. But since coming back, it has since jumped up and reminded me why 86 was my contender for Anime of the Year 2021. Yeah, sure, it wasn't Mushoku Tensei with its visuals or Osama ranking with its characters, but that doesn't change the fact that this is my opinion. Yes, you guys heard me. An anime opinion 2022, right? God forbid. What started as an interest with the mecha genre, 86 encompasses a story about a war drama with some political aspects to it, the problems faced in it, and the cruel realities hidden beneath. 2 protagonists of the series who both live in 2 different worlds. Lena, who belongs to the Republic of San Magnolia, and all you guys need to know is that these guys are like the lazy Discord moderators. Like, look at these guys. They're literally partying and drinking on the job. And look at this guy over here. He thought he could hide behind this pillar? I see you, man. Shin, on the other hand, belongs to the 86 group who are oppressed by the mods. Now, why are they called 86? This is the author's explanation on why she used 86, but in the story, 86 are generally people who are not Alba or of pure blood. Alba is the ethnic or race that the Republic define as the superior race. Alba supremacy is what they call it. A very World War II German-like approach. And after the attack of the Legion, this just further progressed the plan to oppress any who weren't in Alba. And as you can see from this clip, most of the people that you saw are, generally have gray to silverish hair and eyes. That's the general main, trait for pure-blooded Albas. And even people who with a slight difference are oppressed. Like Anju, for example. She is, as far as all the info we got from her, mostly Alba. But mostly doesn't cut it. She has blue eyes instead of the typical gray silverish eyes that most Alba have, marking that her blood isn't pure Alba, to which she became an outlet for, other 86 because she was the closest thing to the Republic that they can, let out their frustrations on. A situation where neither side wanted her until she met her new and current 86 members. They are shipped to concentration camps and some are brought out of the walls to fight for the Republic, while the Alba stay safe behind the walls. Now, I say fight, but in reality, it's more like a struggle for survival. And if for some reason they are able to live through long enough, they are basically sent on a suicide mission just to kill them off. And thus, this created the 86 system. And this is a story between Lena and the current 86 who is led by Shin come in. Lena is an idealistic and naive person that comes to the realization that the system she has grown up with all her life is more rotten than she thought. She learns about the truth and realities of it through her interactions with the 86. Shin, on the other hand, has accepted his fate as an 86 and is dubbed as the Reaper. He has an ability to heal the Legion after presumably dying once at the hand of his brother, and because of this, Shin feels as if a lot of stuff is his fault and one of the drive of his character. He takes it upon himself to be the one who shouldered the responsibilities of the death of his comrade, because the Legion can essentially take the brains of these fallen 86 and, create more Legion troops. I don't know why, it's some weird story mechanic, I don't know, which is why Shin shoots the dead in the head, or else he would hear their voices through his powers. Yeah, to Shin, these are like basically ectoplasmic robotic AI ghost. But deep down though, Shin is genuinely a nice person. But because of his views, he either unconsciously ties himself down or goes to very extreme measures. At the beginning of the story, their relationship was like really rocky. This was the factor that the 86, like they already have the general knowledge that they're basically fucked. They're in a doom situation because if they stay, they will most likely die, and if they leave, well, you guessed it, they will probably die. And because of this, they don't know if there's anyone else out there in the world that's infested with Legion. And with limited supplies and, these barely safe equipment, they can't even revolt if they wanted to. There's like a whole minefield and cannons at the ready for them if they do try to revolt. And then here comes a Discord e-girl from the Republic who is basically to them the real enemy instead of the Legion, being all nice, trying to buddy up to them, trying to be a friend or something, right? Lena's goodwill and intentions was like a slap to their face, but they don't know the fact that Lena is basically at this point of the story clueless to the truth. To them though, all Albas are the same, especially the e-girls, man. Through further interactions and the death of characters, Lena begins to see the realities and truth of her nation. Underneath this fake facade of a peaceful life, they told the public that the war against the Legion was a war fought with unmanned machines. But the truth on the matter is that the 86 are the ones that are fighting, never to be revealed to the public and are cursed for their existence by the people, which I find pretty weird because they flipped the switch to instantly discriminate when it was allowed by law. Like, I thought this would be like a long process before, it becomes a norm, but I guess it just shows how fucked up humans can be. Lena, on the other hand, desperately wants to help the 86, but is too powerless to do anything. Every time she asks for help or wants more supplies provided for the 86, denied. In the face of power of her country, all she could do is watch. Watch helplessly as the 86 she came to see as comrades die one by one. And when she finally took matters into her own hands and was able to help them, they left. They left the Discord server because they were sick and tired of these abusive mods and wanted freedom. But before they left Lena these words that just encouraged her, gave her another meaning to keep fighting, keep moving on. Now, Shin and gang, after accomplishing their goals, with Shin finally killing this robot that was actually his brother, they basically have no idea where to go now. Somewhere that's untouched by the Legion and unknown by the Republic. But during this journey, their Discord bot dies. The robot Fido dies. This robot dies and I'm crying because of this thing. This anime got me crying for a goddamn robot that just beeps and boops. We literally saw his life flash through his eyes before its end. From the first gathering of the new 86 to Anju's silent grief and then to Haruto's shadow of a corpse, we saw all the events transpired through its perspective in like a montage-like sequence. The emotions through these events, we already saw them, but now we get to see them through this robot. And then we find out Fido is alive. Give me back my goddamn tears. What's the point of killing him off then? You just made me cry for no reason. Now, part 2 was a change in direction. Lena became more badass and hot. The nickname Bloody Regina is given to her because her decisions have become more decisive and more demanding on the 86 because she doesn't want to repeat the same mistake that she did with Shin and the rest. She also climbed the ladders in the moderation list, and now no one can touch her because her stats are just too goddamn high. And also the fact that her uncle is also one of the top higher ups, so you touch her, you mess with him, right? There's also no more sense of impending doom that we had in part 1. Like, originally I thought that, Shin and the rest were gonna die off and then we're gonna get a new batch of 86. That was what I had first thought and intended that series was going to go towards. But the direction it went was actually very different from my thought process. I thought that Lena was gonna go through this like psychological and emotional damage. But at the end of it, she'd have freed the 86 through, some means, right? And then she would look at this makeshift grave that she would have created for Shin and the rest and be like, guys, I did it. The 86 are now free. She'll be crying because it's already too late, right? Shin and the rest are dead. But at least with this, she thought that maybe now they will be at peace knowing that their fellow 86 were now free. At least this is what I thought the series was gonna go towards. Was this too cringy? Like, this was generally what I thought. I don't know. What we did get in part 2 was a goddamn lolly. Yes, that's right. You can't have an anime without a lolly, right? But not just any lolly. Apparently, she was the empress of the nation who created the Legion. And they just decided to casually drop this lore bomb on us? Hello? And apparently she could see the past and present of anyone she knows. And that terrifies me because now she could see when I'm looking up lolly hentai. But on a more serious note, after finally finding civilization called the Confederacy, we saw the effects of the war on the 86. The beginning of part 2 was like the experience of a war veteran coming back home. When they finally attained this freedom far from the front lines, they felt strange. And it's not like they couldn't adapt to this normal life. No, they adapted really well. They just didn't feel complete. You see, the 86 are only in their late teens. War was basically the norm for their entire life, and seeing this peaceful life was strange. To them, who were basically child soldiers until now, the battlefield was where, they were most comfortable with, even at the prospect that they might possibly die. I mean, look at Shingo, smiling like the psychotic madman. Part 2 was also in an aspect about the emotional and psychological state of Shin. Shin, after accomplishing his goals and attaining this free lifestyle, he still felt that he was tied down and subconsciously stuck to his ways in 86, which brought back the return to the battlefield. And even though they finally freed themselves of the prejudice and oppressions of the Republic, they still faced the problems in the Confederacy. But this time, not because of their race, but because of their skills. The skills and abilities of the 86 was just off the charts, that these Confederacy troops felt fearful, weak, and jealous. Some complained in front of Shin's face, and all Shin said back was, get good. At some point though, Shin felt that he generally thought it was better to just die. And in every mission, he became more and more reckless, just to see if this is finally his moment, his last moment. And when the moment finally came for his life to end, it was denied. The look of despair on his face when his moment of end was denied. But that is until Lena came in. From despair to realization, he finally saw what his Discord girlfriend looks like, and she's hot AF, bros. Shin is speechless. Now, after seeing her, after hearing her words that he and the other 86 gave to her, she kept them, remembered them, and this felt like a passing of the torch. When Shin told Lena not to give up, and now this chance meeting on the fields, she became what brought him back. And even though she didn't know it was Shin in there, she inadvertently saved him. Shin needed this. He needed someone to tell him, hey, don't give up. It's okay. She saved him. And just moments before greatness, where they were actually about to meet, we were blue-balled just because Shin didn't want to look bad in front of his e-girlfriend. Understandable, right? A champ's gotta look good in front of his woman. And in the end, where they finally meet, the reunion of the 86 and their handler, Lena starts bawling, and I too was emotional. All her hard work paid off, and now she saw that her goal was just right in front of her. They were alive. Her dream to finally stand alongside them finally came true. And as they're about to take a picture, and her and Shin's hands are coming together, forming an 86, the title 86 itself cuts in, creating this great transition. But my god, even though that was clean as fuck, I wanted to see the hand holding, man. And from this, 86 cemented itself as my anime of the year 2021. You could really see the hard work that the staff put out, even through the delays and even through setbacks. And unlike other shows, they were able to create a work that was worth the wait. Yeah, there were some problems with 86. Yeah, I see them. But overall, 86 was a good anime. From going in expecting giant robots, I didn't think I enjoyed it as much as I did, to the point where now I'm reading the novels because I just can't control myself and, wait for more anime content. From the story to the cinematography, the character development, and the music, the amount of symbolism that is used in this anime, I can't deny that this anime was one of my highlights of 2021. And now, because of the delay, 2022. Glory to the Spearhead Squadron. If you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe, it helps me out. And if you thought that, I had some wrong points, or you had some different thoughts about 86, leave it a comment below. I love to, see your thoughts about it. Just because this is my favorite anime doesn't mean it's like your guys. So, thank you for watching, and, see you guys, next video.